Welcome to the Squared Circle Pit with your host, Rob Pasbani.
Hey, that's me. Welcome to Squared Circle Pit. Very excited to have stepping into the pit, Olivier Pinard, the bassist of Decapitation. Decapitation. You guys have a new album that just came out, Terracite.
Yeah, it's coming out Friday. This Friday.
It's coming out this Friday. Why did I think it came out already?
No, not yet. Not yet.
So it's coming out this Friday, but we're not going to talk about it at all.
No,
We're not here to talk about your new album. We're here to talk about pro wrestling.
Yeah, it's all the matter, man. The real thing, wrestling. That's it.
And of course, Backlash was this past weekend. I want to talk to you about it, get your opinion on it. First question: are you the only member of Cattle Decapitation that's into pro wrestling?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm not allowed to watch it on TV in the bus because nobody cares. So I watch it on my phone. Yeah.
Have you ever tried to get? I mean, I know. Travis is a bit of a sourpuss. Probably hard to get him into anything. But have you tried to show the matches?
I tried the first couple of tours I did with them, but they don't care. So I was just like, I would rather watch it like on my own instead of having them like whining in the back, like, oh, we don't like it. It's fake. It's so lame. It's so lame. It's not.
What did you try to show them?
I think it was 2019. It was SummerSlam 2019 when it was the Fiend debuted against Finn Balor.
Oh, okay.
So pretty much the only positive comments they said, oh, the Fiend mask looks really fucking cool. But that was it.
That's where it ended.
But yeah, they were right though. That mask was so sick. I missed that. The Fiend character was so badass.
I feel like it was cool until the match started, and then
yeah. I mean, it was the best promo, the storyline was super cool. But yeah, I agree. All the matches were like, yeah. The Firefly Funhouse match was good though with John Cena. Yeah. I really enjoyed that. That was fun.
Yeah. That was maybe the only Bray Wyatt match as the Fiend that I liked. That Hell in the Cell match he had with Seth Rollins.
Oh man, I was so disappointed, man. I was expecting something so much more like badass and interesting. It was just lame.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And even like the match with LA Knight at the Royal Rumble.
Oh my god,
the
that was
black
so
match.
cheese with the Mountain Dew pitch black thing.
Yeah,
and the bump, the stunt at the end was so like
it was very corny. Yeah,
lame,
I feel like yeah, I agree with you.
It sucks because Bray was one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and then you watch the wrestling match.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, he's good at doing like promos and coming up with like weird segments, but once it gets into the ring, it just doesn't translate. I feel I don't know what it is.
Yep. I agree.
Even with his original character,
with the Eater of World.
Yeah.
I agree.
So how long have you been watching pro wrestling?
Oh man, since '96. I will say.
How
I was
old were you?
watching. I'm 32. I'm gonna turn 33 next week. But yeah, I was always interested in wrestling when it was on TV. But I think it was when I saw King of the Ring '98 that really changed everything. First time I saw Taker,
Mankind and Undertaker. Yep.
Oh yeah. I think I watched that match 50 times.
Do you remember the first time you saw the Hell in the Cell?
Oh yeah.
How'd it go?
I was like 8 years old. Like I had the tape, watch it. I was like, rewind it, watch it again, rewind it.
Where did you get the tape?
At a Blockbuster next to where I lived. Yeah.
Okay.
So I rent the tape.
But how did you know to rent that tape? How did you know to rent the?
Just because the cover looked so cool.
Okay. So just you saw a cool cover, you're like, oh, I'm gonna put on this wrestling match.
Yeah. And I never
you were blown away.
Never expected that. because for me wrestling was like just traditional wrestling, like two dudes wearing trunks and you know.
Mhm.
But first time I saw the Hell in a Cell, I was like, okay, wrestling can be more than that. It's that match was so brutal, and not only that, the character like Taker, Mankind, both of them are so they have their own
Very metal.
uh, like aura, if I can say.
Mhm.
Like it
Yeah.
was, I really liked it. Like Taker was the most metal wrestler I ever seen. Like the long hair, the tattoos. I was like, I want to be like him. Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a small city called Mirabel. It's in Quebec. It's like an hour away from Montreal.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I mean, I feel Canada had a pretty big wrestling vibe,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh
Would you
yeah. Oh
say?
yeah. We love our wrestling,
Yeah.
and especially in Montreal. It's Have you watched the Chamber this year?
Oh, of course. Yeah, it was
How
insane.
cool! How cool was that?
Yeah, that was
we're
great. I
so
feel like they need to do
we're
more
so
stuff in
proud of
Montreal.
our homeboy. And actually, I grew up in the same town as Sami Zayn.
Oh, okay. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. And I used to go watch him wrestling in a small bar called the Scratch with him and Kevin Owens, uh, and CM Punk. He wrestled there once. So super fucking cool, man. So
Nice. Yeah,
wrestling
that's
always,
cool.
yeah, wrestling always been part of my life, like since I'm a kid. So
Since that
yeah.
since that one tape. That's so of all the tapes to have rented, you found
Oh
the
man,
craziest match of all time,
the
basically.
craziest one. And we don't talk about it like often, but the first blood match with Kane and Stone Cold right after, it was super sick as well, man.
Yeah, and also just that
But it's
mankind, he has like a broken back or whatever, his tooth is knocked
yeah,
out, and he still runs out in that
he
Kane
still
Stone
does
Cold
that,
match. People
and
forget
so is
that.
Taker. Like you guys just
Yeah.
killed each other, and now you interfere in the main event. What? It's so cool.
So like you watch that tape and then from then on you were like, that's it, I gotta watch every week? Like were you watching Raw
Every
every
week,
week?
I don't think I missed the Raw since that day. Or sometimes if I don't watch it live, I'm gonna watch like some highlights
You catch
on
up.
YouTube. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Were
Because
you just
sometimes,
a
let's
WWE
be
guy?
honest, sometimes it's say that.
Oh, go ahead. No, no, no. Let's be
Oh no, no,
honest.
I was just saying like let's be honest. Sometimes Raw is a little bit boring. It's not always good, so yeah. So that's why sometimes highlights is better, so you can just recap the whole
Yeah.
thing in 30
Also,
minutes
it's 3
instead of
hours.
watching
It's a
two
lot.
hours. It's a lot, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really watch Raw week to week. I watch it occasionally. Like I'm gonna watch it this week, because of Backlash. I'm curious what the
Oh
fallout
yeah,
is, but
same.
otherwise I'm the same way. Like I'll watch Tuesday morning whatever they upload to YouTube.
Yeah,
And SmackDown I enjoy though. I think SmackDown is a really, really good
SmackDown's good.
show.
Yep, I
Yeah,
like the
really easy to
format. The
watch.
2 hours format is way better, in my opinion. Like
Yeah,
they're
and they have like
less
good
killing.
action.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes Raw is like 2 hours of wrestling and an hour of promos or just video recap. So yeah.
Yeah. So when you started watching, let's go
Mm.
back to that a little bit. Were you just watching WWE, or I mean WCW was around back then,
Yeah,
ECW?
I was watching WCW, and the funny thing is, I was watching WCW Nitro in French.
Oh, nice.
Because that was the only way we could watch WCW in Quebec. It was in French. It was really bad. But
Were the announcers not good? Was it one of the Rougeau brothers doing announcing, I think? Or no?
no, it was like a local broadcast.
Hmm.
Don't remember his name, but yeah, it wasn't that good. I never been a WCW guy. I was always WWF, then WWE. And later on, I discovered ECW, and I think in 2000, like by the end, like it was almost the end of the company before they sold to Vince McMahon. And one of my friends was obsessed with Tommy Dreamer, so he was just buying all the tapes. So we will just gather at his place and watch all the ECW thing. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's the craziest thing I ever seen. And then I really jumped into like hardcore wrestling. So it was like metal. I was trying to find the most extreme thing I could possibly find, and I watched Japanese wrestling, Japanese hardcore wrestling with Cactus Jack and
Terry Funk.
Terry Funk. You know that infamous barbed wire match.
Oh yeah,
that stuff is crazy.
that's interesting. So you were just looking for extremes,
I
extreme
mean,
music,
I
extreme
like.
wrestling.
Oh yeah, I like both, but I will say yeah. When I was younger, I was really more into extreme stuff, like the most violent wrestling, and I discovered death metal because of wrestling.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah,
How did that happen?
it was a CZW show. Do you know that company?
Of course,
CZW.
yes, yes.
Because
Combat Zone Wrestling.
oh yeah, so the tournament of death, the first
Hmm.
one, the intro, like the opening intro was they use a Nile song. So I was like, what the hell is that? This is the most insane thing I ever heard. Those vocals and the guitar, like the down tuning. I was like, okay, I can totally see the link between death metal and hardcore wrestling, at least hardcore wrestling.
No, absolutely.
Because
That's
now
fine. So what were
nowadays
you listening to before Nile? Were you still listening to like hard rock
but I
and
mean
stuff?
I was always been into metal, but more like Iron Maiden, Metallica, all the classics. And
Right, right, right.
then when I discovered death metal, I never went back. I mean, death metal is death metal and wrestling. Basically, it's all my life.
That's awesome. Well, you're on the
Yep.
right show here because this is all about the link between metal and wrestling. So I'm glad to be talking to you.
Yeah.
Who were your guys growing up? Who were your favorites
Taker,
when you were a kid?
Taker,
Always
100%.
Taker.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Nice.
It was the most
Even still?
interesting character. Today, but yeah, still for sure, Taker is always gonna be there. But today I would say I like the Bray Wyatt thing, but like we just said, like maybe not his matches, but the promo stuff, it's
Mhm.
so good. But wrestle Kevin Owens have to be one of my top guys. Kenny Omega,
Oh yeah.
as I also watch AEW. So
Mhm.
Kenny Omega is one of my favorite wrestler. He's so good. Um,
Do you keep up with Japanese stuff at all, or just stick to the U.S. stuff?
sometimes depends.
Mhm.
What's the name of that big tournament? The G Cup.
G1, the G1.
Is that the G1? Yeah, sometimes I
Yeah,
watch that.
yeah.
But
That's the best.
nah.
That's the best of the year to watch. If you're watching
Hmm.
one thing, those are the best matches.
Yeah. They are more like technical. It's more like a technical wrestling kind of stuff.
Yeah, and also in New Japan, what's interesting is they kind of don't have as many singles matches. They usually save the
Hmm.
singles matches for big, like it means it's a big
Yeah.
showdown.
Yep.
And they typically all their angles progress in like 3-on-3 matches, like these tag matches are kind
Hmm.
of how they build their feuds to the singles matches. But in the tournament, it's just all singles matches, and some of these people don't have feuds and haven't really wrestled all year because they're in different factions, different stories. So it's
Yep.
really a great way to just like, okay, these people don't have a story, they just want to have a great match, and it's
Exactly.
so fun.
Yeah.
It's like it's like almost like the Olympics of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Obviously
Yeah.
staged, but yeah, there was a
But still,
showcase there. Yeah, and you have to
it's
be
very
talented.
athletic. Like people can say whatever
Yes,
they want about wrestling, but there's no way I can do what they do. It's
exactly.
intense. It's like being on tour, but instead of playing music, they not they fight, but they have like matches. They have to work out. It's very physical.
Yeah, and I
I
think
don't
you
know
would
how they do.
understand better than most. Like the pressure, I think, is the hardest thing.
Oh
Like you could
yeah.
be in perfect shape, but you have to like right before you get out of the curtain, much like right before you start your set,
Yeah.
you're like, oh man, I hope I don't fuck up. I got to remember this and this. Don't
Or can
forget
you
to do
imagine
this.
you feel tired or you're sick or whatever? I mean, show must go on.
Yeah, you
And
still got to do your high
I
spots.
I feel like what I do it's easy. Just I play bass. Right? But can you imagine being tired, extremely jet lagged, tired, and you have to put out a good. I mean, I have mad respect for them for doing this. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's not easy.
that's a great point. And not only that, like someone else is trusting you with their body. Not only do you have to put
Oh
your
yeah, yeah,
body
yeah.
through these things, but you have to make sure that you're in the right position to catch your opponent, so
Mm-hmm.
that you don't kill them.
Because a
It-
mistake can injure someone for life, and
yeah,
we see that happen like many times in the past. So can you imagine? Like just like the Goldberg when he kicked Bret Hart in the face and he ended his career like that.
yeah. Or
Just
even
one
at
mistake.
WrestleMania with Shane McMahon, like nobody
Oh
even
yeah.
there wasn't even anything intentional. Just Shane jumped the wrong way, and
Like
then boom, a
what
busted
a
quad.
comeback, huh?
Well, I don't know. Like, I was so impressed with Snoop Dogg in that moment. I couldn't believe how,
He
like,
was,
you would
I don't
think
know
that
if
was the
someone
story.
told him
Yeah,
like, dude, go hit him right now and end
and
this
he went for it.
segment ASAP. But
Yeah.
yeah, me too. I was really surprised. He did good. He's not
So
an
let's.
Hall of Famer for nothing,
Ah, well, I mean,
huh?
also, I mean, he has a lot of performing experience himself, so I'm sure he's had to wing it plenty of times. So I don't think it was a big deal. Let's talk about Backlash. It was just this
Yeah,
weekend. What a great show! I want them
so
to do a.
good.
They need to go to Puerto Rico like every 6 months, because that
I
crowd
agree.
made the show. It made SmackDown. I don't know if you watched SmackDown. Even SmackDown was like insane
Was
how the
really,
crowd
really
was.
good. Yep, I agree.
And honestly, I'm a bigger Bad Bunny fan now
Me
because of the
too.
show. Like,
Me too. And it's funny because the first time when was it? Was it 2020? The first time he entered the Royal
I think
Rumble?
so. Yeah,
I
he
was
was at
like,
WrestleMania first.
first of all, I didn't know who he was. I never heard of Bad Bunny. So I was like, okay, whatever, just another like pop artist. Like, but man,
Mhm.
he's really damn good.
Yeah, he's a huge fan, and it's so wild.
And
Like, I've been going back.
you can tell he put
Yeah,
the effort because
yes.
all his matches so far were amazing, all of them.
And I've been going back and watching his music videos, and there's like so many wrestling references in his videos. Like, first of all, he's had Ric Flair in one video. He's had Steve Austin in a video. He's wearing like this Latino Heat shirt with like
Yeah,
the
the
vintage
Guerrero
one with.
thing, nice.
Yeah. The
Okay, I
other
should
thing
check
is,
it
like,
out.
yeah, you should check out some of the videos are pretty fun. He's a huge star because on Friday when he came out for SmackDown, he was wearing a vintage WWF racing shirt with the old
Yeah, yeah,
WWF
the old
Attitude
logo.
logo, which
I missed
they
that
don't let
logo, man.
anybody
No, no.
wear that shit, but no one was gonna stop him. They're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, can
it's
you take off
almost
that
like
jacket, buddy?"
I feel like him and Logan Paul, they draw so much, like they bring so much attention to the company that maybe they have special like permission that other
Yeah,
wrestlers don't. So it's
absolutely.
pretty
But
cool.
I
It's
think
pretty cool.
even with Logan Paul, like, I was talking to a friend of mine about this. What has Logan Paul accomplished? He is a social media influencer. He's just someone
Mm-hmm.
famous for being famous. Bad Bunny is a legitimate worldwide pop star. He's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of the most streamed artists. Like, he has succeeded in life. He really doesn't need to do this.
No,
And he's
for
already
fun.
this huge, massive star, and he's doing this on top of that. Like, I can't, like, I saw a tweet. This would be like if 20 years ago or 25 years ago, Michael Jackson faced Shawn Michaels,
Yeah, yeah.
like, it's really
Really.
crazy to think about
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
to
Yep,
put
yep,
it
yep.
into that context. But yeah, the crowd was so good. Let's go through all the matches,
Yep.
one by one. It kicked off with Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, and again, the crowd is so crazy here. I was almost like, are they even going to have energy for by the time the main event comes around? Because they were
Mm-hmm.
so loud. They were very much into Io Sky.
Yep.
In my opinion, I don't think it's that they don't like Bianca Belair. I think it's just they
No,
really wanted a title change, right? Like, that
I
was
think
my kind of.
I was hoping maybe for title change too, but I don't know who can beat Bianca Belair at this point because she's booked really, really strong right now. So who who can I don't know who can take the title of her?
I
Maybe
think
I don't know.
I feel like
Becky?
it would be Damage Control. Well, now she's Becky's on Raw, and now she's
You're
Bianca's on.
right. You're right. You're right.
So I don't. I think it is going to be someone in Damage Control, and they do it with like cheating, like somehow through the cheating.
Oh yeah,
Or
Pro.
I can go back and forth on it because it also looks like they're trying to break up Damage Control. Like they're kind of doing these teases that like Io Sky is better than Bailey or something like that. It's a little weird.
Maybe that could be a nice feud for the future. Like let's
Yeah.
say if Io Sky, maybe she can have a rematch at SummerSlam against Bianca Belair, and then she's gonna turn against the Damage Control. I don't know. That could be nice to see her against Bailey.
I agree. I think Io Sky is very underrated. She's super, super talented. And they had a great match. I thought like the match was really, really fun. Like even without the awesome crowd, it was a very good match. Bianca Belair is so strong. Like
when she lifted her with
power
one
slam
arm
with one hand. Oh my! She did drop her on her head, but
yeah, I know.
But still,
it was scary at first because I thought maybe she could have break her neck or something because the way she landed on her face, it was sketchy.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But then they had the shenanigans, and the shenanigans didn't pay off.
No.
And that's how Bianca won. And I think you saw that the crowd loved Bianca because when she won, they didn't boo. They cheered her. They just wanted the title change.
Exactly. Correct.
And then the following match was Seth Rollins against Omos.
Oh, yeah.
When they booked this match, I was like, why?
Yeah, but man, you know what? Because I took some notes and I wrote that was probably the best Omos match yet.
I agree.
Because so far, all his matches were kind of boring, to be honest.
Same pace, yeah.
You know, we've seen that many times, like having like a giant, like squashing everybody, but Seth might be like the best opponent that Omos could have because he's one of the best. Let's be honest. Right now on the roster, Seth Rollins might be the best wrestler. So
I think when it comes to putting together a match, he's the best in WWE for sure.
And he made Omos look really good.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm pretty sure that was the main goal of that match was to have him like having Omos have a different kind of match instead of just squashing the opponent. It was more technical. I don't know.
I agree, and I think the point of the match was to not expose Omos, to not make him look like he can't wrestle, and I think he almost looked like a big monster, and he didn't look too scrubby in defeat. I feel you know, like you knew Seth Rollins has to win. I think Seth Rollins is going to be the one who wins the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh yeah, you think?
I think he makes the most sense because I feel like it shouldn't be Cody Rhodes, just because it would feel cheap.
He needs to face Roman again. So
yeah,
I hope they won't give him the title because it will be such a waste of a storyline.
Yeah, and I think it would make the title look weak. It would make the title look like the secondary
title.
You
didn't beat Roman, so here's your prize.
Yeah, but if Seth wins it, he could say he's the true number one champion because Roman has never beat him, and they're doing that whole thing where like Seth is saying that Roman is running from him.
That. Yeah,
I think it would give the title much more credibility than
because I saw some speculation. Some people said that Brock might win the title. I'm like,
Well, Brock isn't in the tournament. They announced all the tournament competitors.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so it's like Seth, Cody, Edge.
Do you think they maybe give Edge one last title run?
Nah, I just don't think
Edge
he needs
is gonna retire.
Yeah,
like real soon, I guess.
But also, I think with this title, they want it to be defended on house shows. Edge doesn't do house shows; he only does the special. So the competitors, the competitors are Cody, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Shinsuke, Damian Priest, The Miz, Bobby Lashley, Edge, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Sheamus, and Austin Theory. So I think out of those,
Okay.
it's got to be
Yeah. Okay.
Seth.
Yes, Seth or Shinsuke. They need to do something with
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke, man.
I would love for it to be
Because
Shinsuke.
they need to.
Yeah.
Me too. They need to book him stronger because he's such a legendary Japanese wrestler, and I feel like the WWE didn't do much with him since he's been. I mean, his run in the NXT was super fucking sick, but since he's in the main roster, I mean, yeah, it's so.
I would love for it to be Shinsuke. I am such a big fan of his. I feel like they've really squandered him. I don't. Did you see the match he had with Great Muta earlier this year?
No. Oh, I mean, I heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's really good. It's really
Yeah.
like when I watched it, I was like, "What the fuck? Like, how do they have this guy and they're not using him? Like, he's so good. Like, he put in a main event WrestleMania type performance, and you never see this Shinsuke in WWE, and it doesn't make sense to me. And they
No.
had a really fun. They had a really fun
But
finish.
you know what I was thinking? I was thinking because now since they do like international pay per view, like they did the Chamber in Montreal, this one in Puerto Rico. Can you imagine a pay per view in Japan and having Shinsuke facing Roman? That would be insane. Like
I would go crazy for that. I would love that.
me,
I think the
me
two.
too. I thought about that this morning. I was like, whoa, okay. I
The
can
reason
keep
I don't think
dreaming.
they would do it is just because of the time difference. Because with the
Yeah,
Eastern time zone, it's like 12 hours ahead.
it
So
will
there's
have
no
to be
way to
like
time it.
pre-tape.
Yeah. And they like to go,
The Beast
excuse
in
me.
the East a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember that. The Beast in the
Oh,
East
yeah.
was with Brock facing I can't remember who, maybe
That's right. Yeah.
Roman or
Kofi Kingston he faced.
Kofi Kingston in the mid. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Right. And that was at like 3 a.m. I think it
Yeah.
was live, but then you could just watch it when
Oh
you
yeah, was
woke
it?
up or whatever.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
demand on the yeah.
Yeah. So it would be much harder to do a bigger show like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think I would love for them to do shows all over the world. I think it really starting to show how jaded American fans are when they go to these wrestling shows. Really,
Good
just
man.
WWE fans, because I feel like AEW shows, like an AEW show in Texas, is going to sound as loud as that Puerto Rico show. You know, like the fans
Yeah,
for AEW are much louder. It seems.
but man, I'm looking forward for AEW in Wembley
Yeah,
in
that's going to be
London.
crazy.
That's gonna be sick. It's gonna be
I,
huge.
I'm very happy for them that they. At this point, it's like over 60,000 tickets sold, which is
Mm-hmm.
easily their largest crowd by like 3 times. It's going to be
Yep.
great. It's going to be wild.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope they have a
Yep.
really good card for that, which I think they will. They know.
Same.
All right, let's power through some of this, some of these other matches.
So
Let's see what else we got here.
the United
So yeah,
States.
that's right. United States title: Austin Theory against Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. This was fine.
Yeah, it
What did you
was
think of it?
a powerhouse match. I mean, you know what? I used to hate Austin Theory. He used to really annoy me when he had this selfie gimmick.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
like
know.
that.
But now I feel like I enjoy his matches and his persona better. I think he might be the next John Cena for real.
I mean, he certainly has the look. He has
The
the look
look,
that WWE wants.
man. He fucking lifted Bronson Reed. That's power,
Yeah,
man.
no, he's got great physique. He's pretty good in the ring. I like for me with him in the ring, it's like he's not bad, but I've never been impressed. Like I've never, he's never gone above
Yeah,
and beyond for me.
he need more experience for sure. He need more
Yeah.
matches. He's still green,
Yeah,
but
and
in
I don't
a
think he has the mic skills yet. Like he's not a bad
no,
talker,
no,
but
not yet.
again, I'm not convinced.
We'll see. We'll see in the year from now where is he. But he's
Yeah.
already better than he was last year. So that's why I'm saying that
Agree.
he's
Yeah,
getting
yeah, I
better.
agree. There's definitely improvement. I will
Mhm.
absolutely agree with you there. He's much more tolerable than a year ago
Oh
when
yeah.
they were
Oh
like
my god.
shoving him down our throats.
No.
And then the next match, Rhea Ripley defended the SmackDown Women's Championship against Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
Zelina comes out in this
Local
incredible,
hero. with the
Yeah, like
flag
this
stuff.
with the
That looks
flag
cool.
cape. She looked so good.
Oh
The
yeah.
crowd was going wild. She was tearing up. I was getting a little emotional watching it just because I could feel how much this meant to her,
Yeah,
and it
same.
really, like, this match wasn't even anything special. And if nothing else, they kind of jobbed Zelina out mostly. Like, she didn't really get much
Yeah.
offense,
Nope.
but the crowd made it so much more special.
Exactly.
And it was so
Correct.
cool.
Yeah. But man, Rhea Replay, she's the. I think she's the future of the women division.
Agreed.
She's so strong, and she reminds me a little bit of China back in the day.
I agreed.
She's so
Yeah, I could see it.
muscular. I'm pretty sure, man. She's gonna face some dude at some point. She's gonna have to fight with the man because she's way too good for the women's division right now. Because I feel like right now it's a bit of a down. If how can I say that? Remember a couple of years ago with Charlotte, Becky. I feel like the Ronda, the women's division was super strong, and now they kind of lose. They lost some players, so now they have to rebuild that division.
Yeah, the momentum isn't there. They
Yeah,
need more momentum.
and I
I
feel
agree
like
with you. I
Rhea,
think it's also because, like, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha and Bailey, like, they're kind of like, in a weird way, like,
the
they're the
OG,
old people. Yeah, they're like,
that's
they've
the
been
OG
aged
of the
out
new.
almost now.
Yeah,
And like Rhea and Bianca, they're where Charlotte and Becky and Sasha were, like, 5 years ago.
exactly.
But there's no one replacing where Becky and Bianca were 5 years ago. Like, the
Exactly.
newer talent aren't quite there. Like, I agree with you. There's no one for her to face. Like,
Yeah,
who's
and
she
they
gonna feud
already
with?
teased us like when she did face to face with
Oh,
Solo.
Solo to go. Yeah, that was great.
I was like, whoa, let them fight, let them fight.
It would be cool if maybe, like, she enters the men's Royal Rumble
Oh
at
yeah.
one
I
point,
mean,
like the way.
Nia Jax did, so the Rhea Replay, she need to enter the men's Royal
Yeah,
Rumble. That will be so
I think that'd be
sick.
cool.
That'd be so sick, man.
Yeah, I love Rhea Ripley. I think she's
Me
so
too.
great. She has a great character, great look, and I
Yeah.
love that she's like, this goth badass.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. I love the
next
Judgment Day.
match.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, I think that they really won me over. I didn't really like them like 6 months ago, but now it's starting to feel like a
I like that
true
faction.
faction.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next match was Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. I couldn't believe that they didn't save this for the main event, but in a
Same.
way, the positioning was perfect
Perfect,
because
man.
otherwise the crowd would have been way too tired. As nuts as the crowd went for Zelina Vega, they went like 30 times more nuts for
Man,
Bad
that was
Bunny. When
his
he came out,
entrance. Was
yeah, and they're
sick.
singing the chorus to that song. First of
Yeah.
all, that song has been stuck in my head for 3 days
It's the
ever since that
same
show.
thing.
I've
Because I
just been hearing
rewatched
that
the
hook.
match last night before going to bed, so I woke up with the song in my head, like, oh,
Yeah, and it was
which
just
was
like,
so good.
honestly, it was really like, it was that moment where I was like, wow, this guy is a bigger star than everyone
I
in
will have never
WWE
imagined.
combined. Yeah,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
like,
yeah.
and like this passion from the crowd. It was like it was like watching Stone Cold Steve Austin come out during the Attitude Era. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he was so big, like, they would kill for him.
Mm-hmm.
If he was
Oh
like,
yeah,
go kill Damian Priest, they would do it.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Uh
That was
and
such a good
and
match.
the match itself was so great.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, look, Damian Priest is this very giant, intimidating guy. If this was a real fight, he would kick Bad Bunny's ass. And I think they really
Oh
told
yeah.
that in the match. Like, he really,
Mm-hmm.
like, was beating the shit out of Bunny. And it was only until Bad Bunny got either a weapon or Damian Priest fucked up his leg, that's when
Yeah.
Bad Bunny started to get an offense, when Damian Priest himself made a mistake. They even had a little moment where Damian Priest gave Bad Bunny the South of Heaven chokeslam. Love the name of the
Yeah.
chokeslam. There
Same.
was even a
Oh yeah.
Tom Araya reference. Corey Graves dropped the Tom Araya reference. I loved and Damian Priest had the match won, but he chose not to win the match. So I thought they did a really good job of protecting Damian Priest, not making him look like a
Yep.
scrub, because I feel like Bad Bunny had to win. And then all, like,
Same.
if you would have told me in 2023, Savio Vega was going to come out and might have like the biggest reaction of the night.
Uh,
I would have never believed you.
same
but
same
but
thing.
that was so great. It was so great. Him
All
and
that
Carlito.
segment was perfect, and man, Carlito, the pop he had was massive, and I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming at all. Like having
Yeah.
Carlito coming back, it was
I
so
couldn't
cool.
believe how people like recognized the music. They were into it, you
Because I
know?
didn't at first. I didn't recognize the music, and then can just because they and also the camera. They just keep the camera on Finn Balor, and Dominic. I was like, so who's that? And then Carlito went running his way to the ring. I'm like,
It was a great
it,
spectacle. This is
it makes me really happy. That segment, I had like a big smile on my face the whole
same.
time.
I
It was
agree. I
so
was
much
so
fun.
happy. I was so happy for all of them. Like you knew
Hmm.
how much that meant to Carlito and Savio Vega
Oh
to
yeah,
have those pops. And I was very, very sports entertained.
oh yeah. That's the
uh,
right words. And the
uh,
finale, and then the Canadian Destroyer for the victory
yeah, I love
was
that. I think Canadian
so cool.
Destroyer is the safest flashy move because
Yep,
like anybody can do it. Because really the challenge is for the person taking the move because they have to do a backflip with you
exactly.
on their back
Hmm.
and not land on their neck. But for you, you're just jumping over them, like
That's it. Yeah.
so perfect finisher for him, the Puerto Rico Destroyer, as they called it.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah.
And
That's right. That's right.
and I think this is the type of match that WWE, like this is the type of shit that WWE is the best at. Like if AEW tried to pull this off, I don't think they would have gotten the cues as right. Like something would have been off. And I say this as someone who loves AEW. This is just the thing that WWE is the best
I agree, 100%.
at. And then it's so weird because the next match, which was the main event of WrestleMania,
Yeah.
is now kind of like the blow off like popcorn match. Like if this was like 15 years ago, there would be like a Divas match here. But
Yeah. Oh yeah.
instead we have the Bloodline against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle.
Man.
Just the main event last month. And like the first 10 minutes, they very smartly, they took it easy. They let the crowd kind of get their wind back because I'm sure they were so exhausted from
Yeah.
after that
Because Bad
last
Bunny could
insane.
have be the main event. I mean, the last three matches were main event. To be
All of
honest,
them, I agree.
like yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like how they booked that match. Like they slowly build in, and oh man, I mean, I'm biased because Danny and Kevin, they are my boy, so I'm always gonna root for them. And having Riddle with them is so cool. I love Matt Riddle. He's really damn good. And I think that story is probably one of the best things the WWE did in the past 10 years at least. The
Yeah.
old Bloodline story is perfect.
It's so good. I think
I mean,
it's kind
it
of fallen off a little bit, but
yeah, but
since
we can see
WrestleMania,
we're going towards the end right now with
yeah,
Solo
yeah,
and Jay having these kind of
right,
tension between them.
yeah.
Something's gonna happen soon.
It looks like it's going to be Solo and Roman against the Usos. Like that's kind of what they're leading to.
Oh
And that was the
yeah,
story they told in the match where Solo accidentally grabbed Jay and he wouldn't let him go and he considered giving him the spike. I'm very impressed with how much they've given Solo Sikoa. Like he's
man,
been in
he's booked so
WWE for
strong.
6 months. He's
Yeah,
6 months even. Like he came in July at the Clash of the Castle and he's
you're
already a
right.
main event. He's an established main eventer. He's got an
He,
incredible theme song. Dun
oh
dun
yeah,
dun 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 dun.
I don't know. He's a
Like,
real threat, man.
yeah, he's so good.
He's scary. He reminds me of Haku a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Haku and Umaga.
Umaga, yeah, they're giving him the
Umaga, no,
Umaga
more
vibe.
Umaga than Haku. More
They're
Umaga.
giving him
Just
they're
like
giving him the Umaga moves.
yeah,
He's got the finisher.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I think he's gonna be good and he's tough. I feel all those Samoans, they
oh yeah.
hustle.
I agree. Yeah, they're so
There's
cool.
never been a bad Samoan wrestler.
No, no. I would have
Uh,
loved to see more of Samoa Joe in the WWE, but
Agreed.
it's pretty
Especially
much
that
the
Brock
only
Lesnar
Samoan that
feud.
they book differently because he's not part of the family.
Yeah.
He's
No,
but
you
still,
can't win them all.
no.
And then the main event, Cody versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh man,
Uh,
I was shocked because I was thinking not a boring match, but I didn't expect it to be that good. I don't know if you enjoyed it, but personally, I really love that match. I think the way they book it, the having Cody, because both of them look really good. You know what I mean? It's not just Brock squashing Cody or I don't know, Cody winning by DQ or something. It was a real.
It was a main
I
event
think
match.
Cody was a great opening for Brock, and we haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, and I feel like with Brock, anytime he wrestles, it feels like a big deal. You know, he has this aura about him that no one in WWE has.
It's Brock.
And yeah, and the crowd treated him like
Oh
the
yeah,
monster, you know. And Cody is great. I love Cody. Great baby face. I think it's like the Cody babyface stuff is wearing off a little bit. Let me explain
yeah.
why. Like I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a great match. I really liked it. I thought it was like I'm so glad that there was blood. How they
Oh
did
yeah, me
that. It
too.
looks so brutal. But I didn't like the finish. Because I didn't like that Cody snuck a pin in. So if you didn't see it, Brock Lesnar had Cody in a Kimura, which is a submission, and then Cody kind of maneuvered himself to where he was able to pin Brock Lesnar's shoulders while in the submission. And then as soon as he gets it, he ran away.
He ran away. That's the part I didn't like. The fact that he ran away. He should have.
Yeah, like
I would have loved him to stay in the ring and
still fight.
not be
Yeah.
afraid of Brock. But I mean, I kind of understand why they did that. It's to protect. It was to protect both wrestlers.
Yeah, I was
then right
thinking
away,
about it.
Brock
Yeah,
stand up. So I mean, he's not defeated. It was just like a mistake.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure, you know, when you go and you're like, hey, Brock, we want you to lose, there's only so many ways he's willing to lose. So
Exactly.
from the political point of view, I understand it. But it was just like the running away. It didn't make sense even in storyline, because the storyline is that Cody Rhodes wants his revenge on Brock Lesnar, that he's calling him a fake cowboy. And like, what kind of a real cowboy runs away from a fight, you know? I'm just afraid that WWE fans are going to sour on Cody because he keeps making these promises and he doesn't deliver on them.
Yeah. But now just think about something, because you were mentioning the tournament for the new belt. Can you imagine if Brock interfere to make against Cody to make him lose and
I would love that.
keep the story a bit longer? Because let's think about it. What's next for Cody? It's only they tried to build him against Roman for a part 2, but it's not going to be a clash of the champion or whatever. It's going to be in a major show. So either SummerSlam, Rumble, or Mania. Because I don't see it at Survivor Series. Survivor Series is kind of but that'd be great,
you're right.
man.
I could see that as well. Like Brock Lesnar showing up today and costing him the match, because Cody, I absolutely think Cody has to lose here. But you want him to look strong. So if Brock interferes, Cody has a perfect excuse for why he didn't win.
Yeah. And then maybe they can have another match at SummerSlam, and then Cody can go.
I would be okay with that. Honestly, I would think it'd be kind of cool if Roman Reigns wins the World Heavyweight. Like, he has 3 titles, but I know
that'd be sick. I'm one of the few people that really I was happy when Roman wins.
I agree. I wasn't happy, but I liked it. Yeah,
it was almost like written in the sky. Cody's gonna win, but no.
Yeah,
I was so fucking stoked.
When Cody was doing his what's his finisher, the crossroads, when it was the end of the match, he did 1 crossroads, then he picked him up for the 2nd crossroads, then he was picking him up for the 3rd crossroads. I was like, oh, this is it, he's winning. Yeah. This is it, this is the end of the match. I can't believe it. And then when Solo showed up, I felt so swerved, like as a mark. Like, I was like, oh, they got me. I was like, no. And then because they got me to feel that emotion, like in that second, I wasn't like Rob, the smart wrestling fan that reads the wrestling news and kind of knows the finishes. I was just a pure fan in the moment, being like, no, you got cheated. And like, because they were able to get me to feel that, I felt it was very successful. And I love the finish. I'm okay with Roman still being champion. He's great.
Man, he's he's legit. He's the
Yeah.
most legit guys they have to be like the undisputed champion right now. He's booked
I was
so
fine.
strong. I don't know how they're gonna take the title off him, but I mean, man, that'd be cool to see Roman with 3 belts.
I know, it'd be so sick.
He's like the ultimate champion.
Yeah, the Triple Crown winner.
The Triple Crown. That's it.
I love it.
Yep.
Well, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you, Oliver. I feel like we could talk for like another 2 hours if we wanted to.
About wrestling, I can go on and on forever.
Maybe one of these days we'll be in the same town and there's going to be a wrestling event. You would have me going to Forbidden Door. I'm going to Toronto for Forbidden Door. Are you going to be there or are you going to be on tour?
When is that?
Last weekend of June is in.
Maybe. I'm not going to be on tour. So.
Well, it's Toronto, New Japan versus AEW. Last year, it was the best pay-per-view of the year. So.
Maybe. I will. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we'll see each other in person in your neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Man.
And of course, the new Cattle Decapitation album. It's out
coming out this Friday.
Terrasite. Are there some sick bass solos?
Maybe. You have to listen to the album to find out.
Awesome.
And we start the Decibel tour on Thursday. And we start to promote the album for the next couple of weeks along with the Dark Funeral. So looking forward to be on the road and see you guys there.
So you're just watching wrestling on your phone in the van? Is that how you do
it? Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Tough. All right. Well, awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for your time, and hopefully I'll see you.
Thank you for having me, man.